Developing the culture of planning is probably the most rewarding part of these past 10 years. As a president, one has to anticipate what that future might look like, and we have to have everyone then creating the environment for students to succeed, and we have captured that in our strategic planning processes across these past 10 years. That's probably one of the most significant points of satisfaction that I have over these past 10 years, because everyone brought into that idea of mission, of values, of creating this space that we call Grand Valley. Creating that place we call Grand Valley is really rooted in relationships. I've been also using the term that we're the best place for student success because as we looked ahead, we knew that to differentiate ourselves from others, we had to double down on student success. You hear it from our students, you hear it from parents, you hear it from members of the community, our faculty and staff, that they are proud of what we are as a university that's really enabling students to do great things while they're here. Community leaders have had confidence in Grand Valley. We go back to the early years, I'm sure with our first president, with Jim Zumberg, he created some of those relationships. The consummate relationship builder was Don Levers, 32 years here as the president of Grand Valley State University. He was able to establish some of those foundations that Mark Murray before me. We had to broaden that base. The comprehensive campaign allowed us to do this with almost 17,000 individuals, unique individuals, coming forward to help this university become what it was becoming, and that was a great comprehensive regional with a national perspective. And so I think that the public-private partnerships we have continue through these past 10 years and will be so critically important as we continue to grow that base now with our alumni as well. We have had an erosion of state support through the years, but we have never had an erosion of the confidence by our philanthropic community. That first day on the job, we went out to the tower in Allendale and we met with the transition students, and one young lady says, well, what should we call you? And I said, well, President Haas, Dr. Haas. Informally, I have no problem if you want to call me Tom. And then she said, well, what about T-Haas? And 200 students started chanting. And it was pretty remarkable because there was a Grand Rapids Press reporter there, and she says in her headlines, students welcome T-Haas to campus, and it has stuck. And boy, talk about relationships, talk about the essence of the university. I can feel it day in and day out when I go across the campus and I get a, hey, T-Haas, or go into the football stands during the second quarter and root with the students. I get a T-Haas, and now with selfies. I get selfies now with faculty members, I get selfies with parents. It's pretty remarkable. But I think it's built on one very, very important principle. I respect our students, individually, collectively, because they are the American's best. They truly are. As we look ahead, I want to continue to ensure that our culture of student success is founded so that the next president or the president beyond, he or she, really understands the unique nature, the Grand Valley magic that we would call it here. We've invested in the health sciences and nursing. That needs to continue. We want to continue to invest in other professional programs, but one of the things we can never lose sight of is our liberal arts foundation. That distinguishes our graduates because he or she is going to develop a good work ethic that's founded on great critical thinking and the ability to communicate, work within the global environment. All that we've done with bringing students from other countries here, I want to see that continued, and also providing our students to go abroad. The look ahead, to me, is quite bright. We do know that there will always be the challenges. You mentioned demographics and state funding and all that. Those things are not unique to any other college, university, or president. So we have to operate with those types of challenges. But at the same time, if you have this culture of planning, if you have this culture of positioning the university for great things into its future, then the future presidents here are going to find what I have found is a very, very special place that we call Grand Valley.